Hi there. Today, we're going to talk about things we're looking forward to. A couple days ago, I was the guest for the 15th episode of Usone Persone. Because my life has been crazy lately, I've had to postpone that 3 or 4 times. We've been trying to have me on the show since January, but I've just moved into a new place. This is the first video I've recorded at my new house, and there are lots of fun things that I've been busy planning that are happening soon that I talk about in that episode, so go check out Usone Persone, episode 15, La Nepoi Nin Benos, I think is the episode title, and that's just a taste of how much that episode is full of obscure literary references and very esoteric jokes. So you'll probably learn something. I did. I was having things go over my head that I needed explained to me. So come here for the intermediate grammar lessons, but go to that podcast if you're really wanting to stretch yourself and learn about Esperanto culture and do deep dives into the language. Because I was barely holding on and pulling my weight, and I made a few grammar mistakes along the way, but I enjoyed doing that. I looked forward to doing that, and looking forward to that show got me thinking, I've heard people use the wrong word when saying they're looking forward to something in Esperanto. There are a few ways people have done it, but what stood out to me was one time someone said, "Oh, mi antaŭvidas." Sorry, what? You foresee what? Okay, I just told you that we're having a concert later at NOSC, and you're saying you foresee? You foresee what? That it will happen? What do you mean? And then it dawned on me, oh, I know what you mean to say. You're trying to say I'm looking forward to it. But Antaŭvidi does not mean I'm looking forward to it. It logically could be broken down that way if you looked at the word parts, but that's not what that means. Antaŭvidi means I pre-see it. It literally means I foresee it. So, oni povas antaŭvidi sukceson aŭ fiaskon. You can foresee disaster just as well as you foresee success. Antaŭvidi is a very neutral expression that simply means I'm pre-seeing. I already have an idea in my head of what's going to happen. So use it that way. Now, if we're saying, oh man, I'm excited that this thing is going to happen, what do we say there? In Esperanto, the word we use is literally, I'm pre-enjoying it. We say, mi antaŭĝojas spekti la filmon. I am pre-enjoying, I'm already enjoying seeing that film later on. So that's the word we use. Oh, mi antaŭĝojas. That's the simple expression I would say if someone was excitedly telling me about something and, oh, great, sounds awesome. Oh, mi antaŭĝojas. I'm already excited about it. I already have joy about that thing. So don't say antaŭvidi when you mean antaŭĝoji. Another mistake I've heard someone say, I was in Montreal at the Universal Congresso. I think it was my friend Cynthia, who I had just met, I think that day. I think she was the one who said this. It might have been someone else. I think I was saying something like, oh, we're all going to go have supper at Resto Veggio. There's this vegan buffet restaurant in Montreal that we went to several times because there were several vegans in our friend group. And so, oh yeah, we're all going to go there in just a little bit, so why don't you come and join us? And the response was, mi ne povas atendi. And what I wasn't being cute, I just immediately thought, oh, that's too bad. All right, well, hey, maybe next time. And then it dawned on me, wait a second, okay, you're newer to this language. I think, based on your body language here, you didn't mean to say, unfortunately, I'm not able to wait that long to join you guys. I have another pressing engagement, so I'm going to have to sit this one out. That's not what you meant to say. That's what you said, but that's, by saying mi ne povas atendi, that's literally, I am unable to atendi, to wait. What you meant to say was, oh, I can't wait. I'll be there. I'm excited about it. So that's another thing I want to caution you away from saying, because that will be taken literally. I'm an English-speaking Esperantist, and it threw me off even. When you get into an Esperanto mindset and you're thinking, communicating, you don't always think Englishy at these things. So don't say, mi ne povas atendi, I'm excited. No. you could maybe say, mi apenaŭ povas atendi. I barely can wait. That would push me more in a, oh, because you're excited about it. Okay. But you could just say, mi antaŭĝojas, mi volas esti tie. Estos bone, yes. Mi ĉeestos, mi partoprenos. Dankon, yes. Mi estos tie. Say something a little more literally affirmative and I'll be there. Cool, moyose, whatever. But don't use an idiomatic expression borrowed from English because you're going to confuse people. So when you're talking about atendi, don't say, I can't wait because I'm going to think, because you have to go pee, because you have to be somewhere else. What do you mean? So atendi is neutral and literally means to wait. So do you wait happily or not happily or because of good things or bad things? I don't know. You have to add clarity there. Another word that goes alongside antaŭvidi and antaŭĝoji is anticipi. Anticipi means to anticipate, but in English, that has a nuance of being positive. I have anticipation about going to Disneyland. But it doesn't have that in Esperanto. It's more of a neutral. It means to pre-do something, to do something, to use or appropriate something before the right time for it, or to do it up front or in advance. In the acting world, I make films, TV shows, and such, and I've trained as an actor, and so in my world, when someone says anticipate, we're usually talking about to notice something or react to something before your character or you possibly could have reacted to it. So the director might pull me aside and say, hey, during the rehearsal, you looked at the door right before you heard a knock. Well, you anticipated that entrance because your character's busy talking about something else, and then the knock is what needs to make you look at the door. You can't look at the door first. You're anticipating it. You're doing it before it's time. And that's literally what we mean when we say anticipi. So you might say, hey, ne anticipu mian decidon. Don't assume or anticipate what my decision's going to be because maybe you're wrong about that, okay? So wait until I do it. Or you could say, mi anticipe pagis for something. I paid for something up front. I already paid in advance for it. So that's an alternative. There's other ways of saying that. You could say, mi jam pagis, I already paid. Mi antaŭ pagis, I prepaid. But anticipe is a great adverb to use. You'll often find it in adverb form, but you can also use it as a verb. Anticipi pagon de ŝuldo, to pay a debt or something that you owe before it's even due. So anticipe is another form that could be used to mean something, but don't get in the mindset of thinking, anticipo, that means anticipation and eagerness. No, it just means ahead of time, upfrontedness, in advancement. That's what we mean by that. Now, when we're thinking about things that we're eager about and that we're excited to do and all that, what's a great visual representation of that? What do we normally think of? If we were playing Pictionary and I had to draw you something of, okay, I'm eager, I'm excited, I'm waiting, what would I do? I'd probably draw a bunch of stick figures outside of a building waiting in line. So what do we say for that? Atendi en vico. You could say waiting in a line. Or we could crunch that into one verb and say, mi vic attendas. Spekti la filmon. I'm waiting in line to see the film. Por spekti la filmon. Mi vic attendas. I'm waiting in line. Or your friend could call you and say, okay, yes, you said that you would be waiting in line soon, but where are you right now? Are you still at the restaurant? Mi staras en la attendo vico. I'm standing in the waiting line. So you can swap it around for verb form or noun form. La attendo vico, that's the waiting line. Or you could say, mi vic attendas. I wait specifically within a line is where I'm waiting in order to go see something. So, antaŭvidi, antaŭĝoji, anticipe, atendi, vic attendi, attendo vico, all great words to use. But the one you should really be adding to your vocabulary if you haven't already, that's sort of a unique to Esperanto expression is antaŭĝoji. Mi antaŭĝojas esti tie. So tell me in the comments section in Esperanto and in proper Esperanto, What is something you're looking forward to? What's something you're pre-enjoying? Are you planning on going to NASC in Raleigh? Are you planning on going to the Landa Congresso that's happening there? In the podcast episode, I talk about the launch event for the 5th Esperanto Film Festival, the American Good Film Festival. I'm doing a special event in Atlanta, Georgia to kick that off. And I've got some local filmmakers and some Esperantists coming together to make some films to launch that event. So that's something that several people are already looking forward to. But maybe it's something different for you, a different project that you're excited about, maybe a book that you're eager to finish reading. Tell me what you're excited about, and I can't wait to read all about it. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day. Patrons, thank you so much for your support in making these videos and for helping people explore Esperanto.